I think I am live. Let me see. All right, fixing my chart. I think I am live. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Salman back in the building. Took a week off, but I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Took a week off, had to breathe, had to think about some things, man. Got a good email that I had to share, or I will share with you guys later. Yes, indeed, but I'm back in the building, man. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to wrap this week up here real good, and then I'm going to swing back into the American Investor Show, man. I can't wait to be back on that platform. A lot of little cute features that I don't have here that I have over there, man. Besides just getting a nicer check over there than over here. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Got a lot of people waiting to be on that channel. Not this one. They want to be on the other one. All right. Shout out to all the people who are responded in kind with the email with that last video I put out. 1 second here. Let me get to my... Hold on. Let me get to my table over here. 1 second. All right, so I'm back. Because I'm going to shout you guys out, man. Shout out to all the people in the chat room. Shout out to all the people in the chat room. Yes, indeed, man. Let me get you guys shouted out here. Let me get you guys shouted out here. Eric Donahue, Bose, Cool Cats, Londell Carter, Q DeMayo, Terry Cherry. Why does that sound familiar? Otis Johnson, Jeff Thayer, Chris Devine, Keely Ant Green. Jeff saying FPVD sucks. Come on, it's just the beginning, fam. Mim2C, Poker Pro, Yusuf, and Quintavious Lanier. Shout out to all of you guys in the chat room. Let me go ahead and get my bell rung. Let's get things popping. All right, I'm gonna bring this over to the next channel, but we gotta get excited about it, folks. So we're getting the channel popping. Yes, indeed. We got that worked into the intro, but I don't want to play the intro yet. I'll play it on the new channel. Yes, indeed, man. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to thank, again, the people who looked at that video positively, man, because I want to get this out the way. You know, people who, Quentin Deshaun Mayo, man, I think that's Q DeMayo, right? Appreciate the donation, man. He signed up to be a Patreon, $5 a month. I appreciate that. Who else signed up? C Trader, $1 a month. I appreciate that. Carl Roberson, $1 a month. I appreciate that. Who else? I know we had a couple more people in here somewhere in the email. You know who you are, man. You know who you are. I appreciate that so much. And people who understood what I was talking about, man, who understood what I was talking about, that, I just want to go back to being, the place where the only color that matters is green. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to come off like pissed off or anything like that, or, you know what I mean? I hope I'm not coming off like that. I didn't mean to shit on any people saying, oh, you're just shitting on. It's not, I just want to go back to that. I want to go back to that. Okay. So when we go back to the other channel, I don't want to have anybody call up talking about any kind of shooting. I don't want to go back over there. You know what I'm saying? Because this ban has not been fun. It has not been fun for me. You got people who call up, hey man, we want to talk about this stock on your channel. Well, unfortunately, I got to be honest with them and say, hey, look, I might not be able to get you the attention that you might need on that night, because I'm not on my previous platform. You know what I'm saying? I had people who were, man, go Sal, talk that real shit, yo, talk that real shit, yo. Damn. Wake up on a Saturday morning, find out my channel suspended, right? Find out my channel is suspended, So I started a new channel. Hey, guys, my channel's suspended. Go ahead, man, if you can contribute, appreciate it. Well, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really got it right now, but, I'm going to hit you up when I... Hold up. I thought you wanted me to talk that real shit. So it was a wake-up call, man. It was a real wake-up call. I appreciate the fact that I got it now than if I would have got it a year from now. I mean, you got to understand, a year from now, I'll be at 500 episodes. My reach would be significantly different than it is now. I'll have significantly more people in the chat room than I have now. So I'm happy it happened now. I got the wake-up call I needed. I appreciate that, but we're going to, be focused here, more than ever before. So I think how I've been operating here on this channel is indicative of, what I'm going to be bringing back to the American Investor Show. Okay. But, yeah, I want to lay that out there first. I had some people comment on that video. They said, oh, man, unfortunately, this show was good, but if you're going to be like that, unfortunately, I'm not going to watch. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to be your little Malcolm X anymore. I'm sorry. You can take that shit somewhere else. But I'm about actions. I've always been about doing. And I am, again, so sorry to the people who felt uncomfortable coming into the room, uncomfortable calling, uncomfortable doing business with me, because I turned into a whiner. And I'm not a whiner. Never been. Always been the kind of guy who is going to work with whatever he has and make the best of it. And I allowed myself to turn into a whiner, not because of me, not because I'm having some issues, but because I felt bad for other people. I felt bad for other people. And I thought that those people who I felt bad for would have my back when the so-called oppressor would say, hey, man, we're not comfortable with what you're talking about. Okay, well, guess what? The people who I'm talking for, they'll have my back. Well, what I'm saying? I ain't really got it right now. But I was like, damn. Wow. That shit woke me up, bro. That shit woke me up, man. And real talk, honestly, man, racists don't watch my show. People who are racist don't watch this show. Just for they don't watch the show. So why the fuck was I even talking about it? And I want to thank some of you guys in the chat room who were giving me the warning. And I didn't heed it. You know who you are as well. Shout out to all of you guys. Because I get it now. All right? So on to bigger and better things. Ladies and gentlemen, the market fooled us again. On Monday, I just felt like, where is this, can this market please make up its mind? Make up the, I got the VIX pulled up on the chart right now. Looking at where this market is, there's a little bit more fear in the market, obviously, but, for the most part, if we pull up the Qs, it's not translating into any real significant reaction by the market. So fear is heightening, but we're still seeing money pouring into these ETFs. Now more than ever. So That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. And for all I see right now, again, I got the 30-minute on there. Let's look at the daily. I mean, it's just more confirmation that we're going to keep going higher. My favorite moving averages, my favorite MA crossover, whatever you want to call them, the 15 and 30, showing, more confident action going higher. More confident action going higher. We got kind of fooled on Monday a little bit because, again, that was a half day. Many, there's Columbus Day. Many offices were closed. We had half the average trading volume that we usually have. But overall, the market came back today. Green Day, you saw a lot of, stocks that ended up red, bounced higher today. So nice overall day for the marketplace, okay? Yes, indeed. Yes, I shouted out the new Patreons earlier in the show, man. Poker Pro. Actually, Poker Pro, you're a female. Sorry, you're a female. I saw you on Instagram. Thank you so much for the message. Yes, indeed. Yes. Oh, hey, is that Dave or Joe? Investors Hangout there. Is that Dave or Joe? Shout out to Investors Hangout. You guys already know this wouldn't have been possible without you guys. You guys know you were the beginning of all of this. So I appreciate you guys so much. InvestorsHangout.com. All right, David. Shout out to Dave. Appreciate it, David. Yeah, I got your email. And that's I don't blame you wanting to take the summer off to, take care of family. But it's going to be exciting to have you back during the day to be able to, pull up tickers and kind of get your sense of where you think some stocks are going to go. Because it's so interesting that sometimes, you're looking at a penny play and then you search in YouTube and then you had a video talking about it like 2 or 3 months ago. Is FPVD being pumped? Yeah, I mean, I got compensated to push, the email out on it. And, there is another email that's being sent out. Not from me, but NYC Picks. So you can check that out. Sign up to that one if you got it. But, look, I've told you guys about that habit that you guys have. You love the 2 days in and out and thing. You guys know that's not how my picks work. Shout out to David again, man. Appreciate it, bro. Said the VXX puts have been putting work for you. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Stock God, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Stock God. He understood what I was talking about, man. He understood what I was talking about. Many of you guys did. All right, HMNY. Let's get back to these, these tickers. HMNY. Look, I don't even know where to start with this. I got a caller on the line. Let's get the caller. 484, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, man, this is Seth. How's it going?
I don't even know where to start with this.
Yeah, you're on, bro.
Let's get the caller. 484, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, man,
Hey, man, this is Seth.
Yeah, go ahead and turn your radio down, bro, because you're hearing both sides.
Yeah, you're on, bro.
Or you're
okay, I got you. Yeah, I had a couple tickers that I played this week.
Okay.
First one was PGH.
Okay.
Pengrowth.
PGH. Okay, let's take a look at PG. Oh, ooh, nice move on that one. I saw crude move back over 52. I'm sure that helped things out. But now, what was the move in Pengrowth? Obviously, oil.
They have.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they have. I believe a big time investor that bought a lot of shares into the company. I forget his name, but you can look it up on Yahoo Finance. He bought a lot of stake in Pengrowth, so I don't know if that's the reason for the big surge in price,
okay,
or what. But it pulled back a little bit from its highs of 123, but it's been rallying pretty strong ever since. So it looks like a nice little swing trade.
Yeah, it looks pretty healthy here on the 30, my new favorite time frame, and so far, it's back above the 15 MA on that 30, and going in the right way. You got that higher low being set up there, almost got a ladder forming. So yeah, going in the right direction. I'll definitely do some more research on that. I don't see where we talked about that last week, so this really is a nice move. Over the last couple of weeks in that you're up almost. Yeah, you're actually up 100% at that high. So nice move.
Yes, and another play. I'm currently in this play right now, which is LINU.
Okay.
Now with this one, I could not really find any news on the company. I don't know if it's like a chat room pump or whatever's going on with it, but had a big first day over like 300%, and then kind of fell down a little bit the next day, but it rallied today.
Yeah,
that's where I took my
Linu. It's a stock that's ran, I think, before, right? Yeah, I remember us talking about it in August, and I don't know what exactly had it running last Friday. Was that Friday or Thursday? I think it was maybe Thursday or Friday.
The big spike day was.
I think it was Friday.
Yeah, I think it was Friday. It was a big spike day. Yeah.
Yeah. So. I'm not sure what that caused it. I don't see any kind of corresponding news that would cause that move as well. So, that's something I guess we got to do some more research on. But obviously, because I don't see any supporting information, I think you got to be wary here and just wait to see if you can get it back at lower levels if you're interested in it.
Now, another one that was also up on, I believe the investor's name was Ed. Hunter, something like that. It's ROKA.
Yeah. So I read the news today on ROKA, and they basically, is this the one that said that they were selling literally their assets? Yes. Okay. So they're basically, they basically say we're done. So they've basically sold all their assets to this subsidiary company of the Institute for Environmental Health. Now, what happens to the stock here moving forward? I'm not familiar with what can transpire from here on out. So you let me know on that if we're going to possibly see another day move in this. But I don't like the fact it ended that day like that.
On this big spike day, do you think the big spike was because of the investor buying the shares, or do you think like actual other retail investors like hopped into this one?
Well, again, it's quite a delayed reaction. You know what I mean? And that news about the investor buying, where did that get released at?
It was on Yahoo Finance.
Oh, is it? Okay, because usually TradingView picks that up, and I'm not seeing that here. Okay, yeah, I don't know anything about that. The only news I saw was that move back in August, where they were selling their assets. So I figured this is some kind of delayed reaction, or maybe the deal closes today or whatever. But I was under the impression that was the move. Quite late to of a reaction, but it is what it is, man. Appreciate the call though.
Yeah, and I just have one quick question before I get off the line about now with pertaining to volume. I understand like with stocks over 10 cents and up, the volume is pretty easy for me. I understand if a stock's over like 1 million shares, then it's doing pretty well in volume. Yeah. Now with the double O stocks and the trip zero stocks, how much volume is like adequate? Because I don't know if you can day trade those kind of stocks.
Yeah. Hell no. You can never day trade those kind of stocks, and that's why when you talk about the triple zeros and the double zeros, you always pretty much have to look at a time frame anywhere between 7 to 14 to possibly even longer. You know what I mean? Not even be surprised with holding maybe a position for 6 months at a time. You know what I mean? Especially when you're talking about some of these trips that are having a hard time getting out of those single digits. So, you're talking about having $100, $200, $300 trapped for quite a while. So that's why it's got to be money that you really don't need. And when we talk about volume, that depends on what its current float is. So if it's got, 2 billion, 3 billion, then yeah, you need to see maybe 60 million, 70 million per day to really get a substantial, push out of, some of those lower, digits. So, I mean, you got to see a pickup in volume. That's, in that 50, 60, 70 million per day, and then eventually picking up to the 100s, 150, maybe even 200 million or more.
Okay, so you use basically to base the volume off of the market cap, and then
No,
not
to the,
just
no,
the price.
no, no. The volume based on the float. The float.
Yeah, float. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that was everything, man. Thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate it, bro. Thanks
Love
for the
the
call,
show,
man.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to that caller. He's got some good plays there, and I really like that PGH with again crude being back to where it's at. Man, that pullback looks really nice right now. Pulled back to 95. Now you're at 108. Pulled back there. What was that on the first? Let's pull up U.S. oil, which is crude, and that move that crude did today. Watch that. That was insane watching that today on U.S. oil. You know, I was under the impression like, okay, maybe this is going lower. Time to possibly look at some oil and gas shorts. But no, ladies and gentlemen, you know, this is the market. And here you see oil back now over 50. In fact, at 51.06 as we speak right now. 51.06 crude trading very, very nicely. Got some plays that, unfortunately, oil and gas, whatever, didn't go and help this stock at all. CHK, one of our favorites here on the show, this company had a analyst come out and basically put a $2 price target on CHK. $2 price target on CHK. Even admitted, though, that CHK is, you know, one of the best in its industry and is currently performing well and is more likely to than not to meet earnings. Yet he put the $2 price target on the stock. As you can see here, investors were just, you know, very, very bearish on the call. Now you have CHK oversold. Now we're at 16 on the on the RSI here. Let me go on the daily chart. Are we that bad? So not too bad, but man, that's a really ugly looking candlestick for CHK. Possible dip buy opportunity for you guys, but you know, let's see what happens tomorrow. If, you know, some investors who are holding out or unaware of the news probably look at that as another opportunity to sell in the morning. All right. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Africa Emporium? Somebody said, what's going on with ATOS? Let's look at ATOS. ATOS, 1.6%. ATOS, yeah, you had the move that we talked about, you know, about a week and a half ago now. But since then, it really hasn't been able to do much. You know, but you know, it is going in the right direction. But boy, you have a lot of people hanging up there. Some new walls set on that move on ATOS. Some new walls. All right. Yes, indeed. Again, we talked a little bit about HMNY. I want to beat this stock up real quick a little bit. You know, HMNY, I get the whole idea with MoviePass is great. I absolutely get it. MoviePass, $10 a month, unlimited movies, right? Even small theaters. I mean, they're literally all 50 states are covered. Incredible product. But we're talking $30 right now? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Again, we're coming from $2.10 to now damn near $30 in HMNY. Very, very, I mean, this is just something else. I'm waiting for the guy who's going to post the, you know, $30,000 gain from HMNY because he was in, you know, from $2.30 or whatever that was. I'm waiting for that guy. Been looking for that on Profitly because you know there's got to be somebody in there who's sitting on those gains from the twos, and it's just like, oh my God, when is it time to lock these profits in? And everybody who's locked those profits in at, you know, the 9s and the 12s, they're all talking about how they wish they would have, you know, hung around even longer. UNVC. Somebody bringing up UNVC OTC play. 0017 increased volume, got 10.9 million shares traded. All right, UNVC, looks like we missed the big move here. Again, you know, we always talk about being in that hot spot. That's why I always try to let people in on some of these plays that are, you know, just now moving up. Did this give any kind of indication? All right, some slight here. If we look on the weekly, you see some slight movement higher that could have gotten you a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot actually, would have doubled your money. Actually, you would have been up almost 200% from what day is that? From the 18th of last month. From the 18th of last month, you're up almost 200% in UNVC. All right. So, yeah, it took about 30, 35 days to make, 200%. That's a pretty good return. 845, you're on the air. What's up?
How's it going? It's Ken.
Ken, what's going on, bro?
What's up? It's been exciting few days in the market. That BYOC, what do you think of that one?
So BYOC, man, kind of looks like BVTK when that started out. The last 2 days, though, haven't, been the best for the stock, man. And now you're dancing, just at that 70 RSI, and you could very well break it. It's used it a couple times to jump off of, but now, man, it's literally holding on by a thin line. It's been about a month and a half since the stock has ran. The goal was getting it to a penny from the Twitter traffic that I did a little bit of research on when I looked at this stock. So it's almost as if everybody wanted a penny, and now it's like whatever. So you let me know where this could go, because the excitement was getting it to a penny. It got to a penny. I feel like everybody's like, now what?
Yeah, exactly. Interesting. The other one is the 80. Was it ADTM? That's the one that Trader 53 has been pumping for about 2 months now on the 000 board on iHub. It looks like it's trying to move.
Yeah, it's trying. I mean, look, if you can go hard on social media, you can find enough people, to buy and be willing to risk some capital to see what it can do. And, if he's still pushing it hard, I don't see why not. I would just, figure out with him what information does he have, or what's got him excited that he wants to see this move higher. Is there maybe some kind of connection he has, or some news or something like that?
Right.
Or is it just a guy who's in at 0001 looking to sell for as high as possible? So
exactly.
I would just be really aware of that.
Yeah, you got a bit small on these kind of things.
Yeah.
Have you talked about that HMNY? That's just amazing.
Yeah, we talked about that. I mean, just when you talk about missed opportunities, and that's, you're always going to have that in the marketplace, right? You're always going to have that, because there's always another day in the market. So I don't sweat these anymore, but hindsight is always 20/20, man. And when you're looking at HMNY. And again, I'm looking at my new favorite time, HMNY on the 30-minute, on my new favorite time frame, the 30-minute. I'm really loving the 30-minute. But you just see, a chart that says stay in. Every day on this chart from when that news came out, which was the 18th of last month, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, man. So, again, congratulations to all the people who are making money on it, and enjoy it while it lasts, man. Honestly,
Yeah, there've been quite a few of these little runners. Last week, I hit one really nicely, the CYTX. That little, I got in last Thursday afternoon, and it went up 45 cents. It ran all the way to 86 cents on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday morning before it closed around 60. I think it's in the 50s now, but. There's so many of them. The RPRX, another little bio. They're just every day. There are a lot of runners.
Yeah, there's these little bios. My only thing is that a lot of these little bios that are running, or healthcare plays, they're not translating into multiple day situations. So, I don't know what to make of them. But just be careful on them, I guess. But this is the way it's flagging, kind of with today's move here. It's really interesting. Going back to that, there was another one that I want to take a look at, because I called the possible squeeze last time really well on ITUS. So I'm looking at ITUS now, somewhat similar here. I think ITUS could be setting up for a squeeze on that one. So be very careful with ITUS for those of you guys who are looking to go short on that, because even though it started out with a bunch of pump emails, this one's hanging out real nicely right now.
Great. Well, thanks. Got to get some sleep. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Ken. Thanks for the call, man.
Take care.
Shout out to Ken for the call, as always, man. Great call. Yes, indeed. So let's go to some of your tickers, ladies and gentlemen. SANP, Poker Pro bringing up Snap or SA. Oh, no, that's not the one. SANP. Oh, no, you don't mean Snap. You mean Santo Mining. Oh, that's what you mean. I took a quick look at it. I'm thinking you said Snap, but that's SANP. 0016. That's why you got to love these trips, man. That's why you got to love these trips. As you can see here, the stock was pretty quiet for quite a while. And then, looks like it had some moves back in March and in May. But this one is here to stay. 0016. If you're in it, definitely take your profits, man. I don't know how this is going to last, but if you're in at the 0001s, cash out now. You're at 0016. Boy, that's a beautiful, beautiful return for anybody in there. Beautiful return. All right. Do the math. $200 at 001 or 0001, selling at 0016. Do the math on that. Do the math on that. Parker Mills says, start pumping USEI. Start pumping USEI. Get with USEI, man. If you call up the guy, he picks up the phone. USEI, we talked about this, ladies and gentlemen. Pull back now, moving, trying again. I called USEI the ATM of the OTC. Guys picking it up at 0004, selling it at 0008, 0009, and doing it all over again and over again and over again. But I know there are some people in their 0004s just waiting for it to break out. Here's the thing. These wildfires in California aren't helping the situation. Now, are the cannabis licenses out yet? Because I know California, they were talking about possibly extending, or delaying the issuance of some of these licenses. Have they actually been going out yet? Let me know. APPS, somebody bringing up apps. APPS at $1.60, man. Shout out to apps. Apps, if you guys remember, struggled for a long time under 1. Let's go back, pull that chart back a little bit. As you can see here, struggled for a while under 1. Apps used to be one of my favorite stocks because it really did look for a long time like we were going to, start moving higher. It's got a beautiful client list. I'm talking Fortune 10 companies on their client list. But for whatever reason, you just, it's not getting the numbers at earnings that they need. They're constantly missing earnings. From what I remember, 1 cent, 2 cent. I mean, very, very close. Very, very close. So we'll see what this bull market has done for apps as earnings is right around the corner. It looks like November the 8th. Estimate is -2 cents is the EPS, but we'll see what APPS delivers. We'll see what they deliver. WPRT West Fuel Systems, NASDAQ play. Wow, look at that, folks. Look at that, man. That's a beautiful looking chart. $1.80. You're at $3.89 now. Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful chart. Wow, full $2.09 since August 1st. $2.09 since August 1st. Again, using my favorite MA crossover. If you didn't get that book, I was sending it out free earlier in the year. Moving averages that make sense. I'll give it out to you free. You just email me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. And these moving averages looking really, really good right now on WPRT. You're kind of extended up there, though. I mean, you're hot, but doesn't mean you can't go further, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen stocks stay at 80, 85, 90 for quite a while now. So, as Stock God said earlier, this market doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon. Mnkd biotech play. This is a stock that's done this quite a few times. It's a stock that has a lot of spikeability. If you pull it back, it's done it, quite a while, right? It gets up there, starts trending at those higher levels, but as you can see, it doesn't do a good job of holding higher prices when they come in quick. it doesn't do a really good job of it. Pretty bearish chart going into 2017. Showed you a couple of 2016 moves there. So here's MNKD. Let me know what the news was there. I see, what is that, stock? Yeah, let me know what the news here, but, can it stay up there? And if it's going to stay up there, that's something it hasn't ever done before. So just be aware of that. That's something it hasn't done before. All right, breaks through. It really breaks the chart there. We can even go take a look at it on the weekly. I mean, it just really breaks. On the weekly, it just doesn't make sense. You see the big move last week in MNKD with that, all that really coming in on Friday, right? All that coming in on Friday. Actually, yeah, a little bit of Friday, and then I think some of this week in there as well. But just doesn't make sense with the corresponding action on the weekly. This was a very bearish stock. So just be very aware of, MNKD and your gains there. All right. What's going on, Michael B? OCN. OCN finally working its way higher. Retail mortgage banks. Here's the thing about banks, though. Are any of you guys who are in the financial space, who like financials, maybe you play XLF, the ETF, are you guys at all worried about, the fact that we've got basically a guaranteed increase in the Fed rate? Those of you guys who don't understand, that means that a lot of businesses, particularly finance companies, are going to have to, lend money at a higher rate. It's going to cost them a little bit more money to get the money from the Fed. And, of course, small businesses will, be, kind of hurt because, that money will be becoming a little bit more expensive to them. All right. That money becoming a little bit more expensive to them. Shout out to Connor from his Discord room as well as mine. He's playing IWM because he believes that is also not only extended, but he also is playing that Fed move. So he's got a October 27th put on IWM because he's playing the pullback from oversold levels. And he's also got, if I'm correct, a December option because he believes that correction is going to harm IWM. He's looking for the pullback back to 145 on that. So reach out to him for more information. But IWM, that is the Russell 2000, really encompassing a lot of small publicly traded companies. Small publicly traded companies. Yeah. Banks have made a lot of money in this low interest rate environment. So now with this rate increase, does that mean we start seeing selling in these financials? We'll see. Time will tell. But people are already placing their bets now for the pullback. We'll see. HUSA, yeah, thought the move was coming. No way, Jose. HUSA headed lower, as you see here on the daily chart, down 2.7% today. You just really haven't been able to get any traction in HUSA. Doesn't help the fact that they haven't put out any news since late last month, and that news was just about presenting at a conference. Last time we talked about HUSA, that was a lot of news about them digging an oil well. They never really came back with any news about that well they were digging. So if you're interested in the stock, reach out to the company, see where are they at in terms of that well. Is it ever going to get done? Is it ever going to finish? Who knows? But, HUSA, kind of struggling here, man. Kind of struggling here. And, that's not a very nice looking chart if you're looking to go long here. Looking like you could possibly get some cheaper prices. COST was possibly a dip buy today. Costco. Yeah, Costco, 156. Options aren't the cheapest, but they're pretty liquid. Here's the thing on Costco, though. I don't know where the stock is going based on that, but does it look like a dip buy? Possibly. Possibly. I think you could have looked at, back here as a possibility for some dip buys, but as you can see here, investors got burnt. Unless you were a patient man, you eventually were able to kind of get out the trade. Again, if you were patient enough to deal with that, again, it dropped basically $6 from even at these oversold levels. You lost another $6 here back in July. So as you can see, although the stock, can gap down, it does have a history of gapping down even further. But hey, that's the risk you take in investing. So take your risk, bro. BBY was one that we played that was something similar to that. But as you can see here, every time Best Buy dropped, beautiful, beautiful opportunity for you to come in and make some money on Best Buy. Two times we took a look at that. And it's kind of sad, actually, that we're seeing these moves in Best Buy because, yes, Amazon's doing great. Yes, retail is getting killed by the internet. But Best Buy beat earnings considerably. So, Best Buy isn't being affected by what's going on in technology. They've still been able to find a great way to convince people to keep coming into their stores and buying, technology. All right? And not shopping on eBay and Amazon. Said GE falling. Yeah, GE's got a new CEO. He's really shoveling things around. When you talk about GE, I saw somebody talk about in Investors Hub that, hey, can we see GE as a penny stock? If GE ever becomes a penny stock, I think, I'd have to take a look at what the options are, but that's just, buy a leap on it and rest. At the end of the day, they've got a ton of cash. They've got a lot of businesses. They've sold off a lot of legacy businesses, though, that they probably wish they didn't have. NBC is one of them, comes to mind. I think they used to own a cable company, right? But, what is GE now? That's the real question. I don't know what they are now. Are they a finance company? What is GE? So you're going to have to answer that question when you talk about some of these large cap stocks. There are a little bit other things that are going on there, but that new CEO is doing a lot of great work. He's getting rid of a lot of execs. He's bringing in a lot of new people. He got rid of their private planes. GE had a couple private planes. They had they literally had their own airline. The CEO said, you know what, we can't afford this anymore. This has got to go. So he got rid of that. Obviously, the stock isn't responding, favorably to his actions, but I think that's what he's got to do in the short term. But long term, we'll see. All right. Still one of those big companies out there that, again, sitting on a lot of cash. All they have to do is make an acquisition, and you're talking about a difference, to the bottom line here. So we'll see. WPCS Wired Telecommunications. I don't know much about this company. Don't know anything about this company, really. WPCS, I know we brought it up here. Very low volumes stock, as you can see here, but obviously for the month of October, it's been pretty busy. Let me know what's going on there, but I don't know anything about this one. I had saw somebody in the chat room talk about what was that biotech play that I wanted so bad. And I tried to hang off, them because they really wanted to come on and talk on my old channel. All right. 251, let me get this call. 251, what's up?
What's going on, Sal? This is Anthony, man.
Hey, Anthony, what's going on with you, bro?
Oh, man, nothing much. I was trying to see what NAK need to make up his mind. It need to run or need to come on back down to where I need it.
Well, NAK right now is holding pretty well, pretty steady, man. I know you wanted to go lower, but I don't know if you pulled up gold recently, but, man, it's been rallying, bro. It's had a pretty good week. In fact, if we look at GLD right now, GLD, particularly you see it on the hourly. Looking at the hourly on GLD, we're back above some of these moving averages on GLD over the last 2 days, or actually 2.5 days now, on gold. So, how close NAK is to that, but look, it's the same business. So I don't think now NAK has a reason to really go down as low as long as these stay up there. So we'll see if we're either getting faked out here or this goes lower.
Yeah, I marked it on my chart where that resistance is going to be. Now I think it's going to be at that $2 mark because it got past it but then it pulled back.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah,
I think that was Monday.
I'm looking
Monday.
at it now. I mean, it's been a pretty indecisive 10 days so far in NAK. But once it figures itself out, we'll see if maybe tomorrow we get a bounce off this. That candlestick is not necessarily favorable to that happening because that candlestick is pretty bearish. So we'll see what can happen in NAK. But I can't predict where. And I don't really like to. I just look at the candlesticks and make a determination. But this so far isn't looking good at these prices, but it's still holding, these moving averages right now. And if you're long, you stay in.
Oh yeah.
If you're looking to get in, you could possibly get in a cheaper price tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy, if I'm gonna buy up anymore, it's gonna have to be on a dip.
Yeah.
Because right now I really don't want to spend that, which I really should. Grab them when it was like 60 something instead of waiting for that 130 because I know it was I knew it was gonna go down to 120 no time soon, but right. I wish if it would have, then that would have been a perfect opportunity for me to get in and buy some more.
Yeah.
But I may look at it, $2 not, what they want for them now is not bad, but at the same time, I can look at 180, 170, somewhere up in there.
Well, I mean, again,
80,
I just showed you, the stock that the how GLD ETF is turning around. So this move in NAK, this is the daily chart. So you're seeing NAK rise during a very bearish time in gold. So that move in that turnaround from those bottoms, it hasn't responded. NAK hasn't responded to that yet. So this might, a week from now end up looking like a great opportunity to get in. So time will tell, bro. Yeah. I mean, time will tell.
And the move that it made Monday was because of Friday's news, right?
The move it made, let me see, what was that Friday news? October 5th, Pebble introduces Pebble Project. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Again, I don't follow NAK daily. But yes, I do see here that news drove that price here, October 5th on NAK.
Yeah. Okay. All right, sir, man. I'm go back to listen to the show, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for calling, bro.
Okay.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to Anthony. Always a great call. Anthony's loyal to NAK, boy. He's loyal to NAK. But Anthony was on top of the move. I mean, from literally pennies all the way back, higher to $3. NAK, Anthony was all on top of that. So he was calling in, letting us know what was going on. So he's already seen the stock do numbers. So I don't blame him wanting to expect it to go higher. Poker Pro from Arizona, she's saying, what is a good ticker for silver? EXK. EXK, I think it's Endeavor Silver, EXK. EXK is a good one for silver. Obviously, silver prices haven't been doing so well. So, but if you get that turnaround that you're looking for, it moves pretty nicely with it. All right, it moves pretty nicely with it. If you want to play the option, it's SLV on the ETF side. But if you look at EXK where it is now, and you pull up the ETF SLV. All right, you see very, very similar moves. So as you can see, EXK, this ETF SLV, very similar chart. They move really in correspondence to, that price of silver. So if you're looking for a good stock that can get you in those levels and get you a rebound in silver if you see something coming, look at EXK. All right. Some cool cats talking about CYBF. CYBF. Cyberforth Software. I know we've pulled it up here because I got it lined up here. But I don't know what's happening here. It looks like we've gotten quite a bit of dilution here in CYBF. So just be careful with this one, man. Be careful with this one. Quite a bit of dilution here. Looks like we could be actually going lower. Volume is under 50,000. So just be a little bit careful with that one. But I see a lot of dilution in that stock. Just looking at the chart here. What's going on, Coralie? Yes, man. Shout out to all the people down there in PR, man. It's just so sad that they're being treated like that. It's just really sad that they're being treated like that, and you know. But I tell you what, there's a lot of upside. There's a lot of upside from this situation. It's sad that I've been hearing reports that there are people going into Puerto Rico trying to convince people to sell their homes and, you know, all kind of just really grimy type of stuff. But please, whatever you do, you know, if you got family down there in PR, you know, don't sell now. I know stuff is miserable. It looks like it's going to take time. But I'm telling you right now, all the money that's going to come into Puerto Rico in the next couple months, in the next year and a half, oh boy. You know, I'm telling you, they're going to turn Puerto Rico into the next Hawaii. I'm going to say it right now. By the time I'm 50 years old, Puerto Rico is going to look like, you know, well, a lot, probably by the time I'm 40, it's going to look like damn near Hawaii almost. CYBF is the next OWCP. Oh, we'll see. I'd love to see that, man. I'd love to see that. You know. Somebody who likes trends. I don't know if Tyson Batts is in the house. I haven't heard anybody bring up ON. ON semiconductor play. Had an you know, quote unquote an adult investor ask me about this today. One of those guys who's got a lot of money and isn't looking to do anything crazy with it, and you know, likes predictable plays. ON very, very predictable, as you can see here over the last month and a half. The stock, you know, pretty much funneled for quite a while, and you got a breakout, and it's looking pretty nicely now. Here on the daily, showing a little bit, you know, pretty hot on the daily. Let's look on the weekly. You see a little bit more, you know, weekly more. Ooh, okay, even the weekly is pretty hot too. But you got that doji candlestick. Again, the week is not over yet, but seeing that doji building there, we'll see if we're starting to get probably a pullback with this week on ON. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm glad, Coralie, you were able to reach your family, man. Because that situation, that's a situation that shouldn't even gotten like that. That shouldn't even have gotten like that, honestly. What's going on, Andy Leon? Appreciate it, JV. CWIR took off. OTC plays CIWR. There was one stock. What was that one stock? Let me see. I don't want to go back to my Twitter because I was alarming people about on my Twitter. Now this is it's a investment company that has a subsidiary that has like $2 billion in assets, supposedly. All right, supposedly. What was it? What was that ticker? Is it P? By the way, I don't know what's going on CWIR. That's pretty nice move. Again, another 000 stock. Another 000 stock. You know, this is just beautiful. Look at that. Another 000 triple. Hey, it started at 111, right? 111 000 stock. You know, you had some pullbacks in there. All right, but people staying loyal, staying confident. And here you have a month and a half later, a month and 10 days later, you know, you're up. Look, if you're having 0006 to 0057, I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. Love that. I mean, I got to give it to you on that one. That's an insane move. That's an insane move. But the ticker I was just talking about was PIOE. PIOE, I want to say it's a pump and dump, and I think it honestly is a pump and dump. But PIOE, though, they have a subsidiary that has like supposedly a couple billion in market cap. Go into the filings and look at that. But the guys who run the company have managed billion-dollar equity funds, though. When you Google their names and I pull up their LinkedIns, they worked at some pretty big hedge funds. So I don't know if this is just a money grab, them coming to OTCs and starting an OTC, you know, management firm, equity management firm. I mean, who starts their equity management firm on the OTC side? Especially coming with the backgrounds they have. Very suspicious about that. But do your math on it. Be careful here. What's going on, Texas Prayer Warrior? So all the new people that registered the channel, how are you going to transfer to the old channel? I hate this channel, bro. Well, I mean, everybody's going to have to follow me. Just like a lot of people followed me to this channel. I just spread the link. I'm going to post a video on this channel letting people know, hey, I'm going back to my old channel. Here's the link below. Click, and, it is what it is. Man, I keep changing the subject, but I want to talk about that biotech play. They really wanted to come on my main channel because that's where all my viewers are. But the ticker was AVDX. I might as well give it to you now. And AVDX, they wanted to talk to me at 1 cent. This was a couple days ago. This is 1 cent. I couldn't keep them hanging any longer. I tried to drag it out, but I just couldn't make it work. AVDX. So AVDX, their assets were bought from AMBS, which was a previously traded NASDAQ company. All right. Now, the new CEO of AVDX, he has a history of coming into companies and turning them around. There was one company in particular. Again, I'm talking about this new CEO they had. They announced about a week and a half ago. Philip Gokes. Pull up his resume when you get a chance. I think it's like Business Insider or something like it. As soon as you Google his name, it's like the first 2 or 3. He had a business that traded on the OTC. Started with 3 employees. He turned it into a $60 million company with 100 employees. Another biotech play, by the way. Not an oil and gas. It was another biotech play. Former Stanford University scientist. He's got a very impressive resume. They just hired him on as the new acting CEO. So very interesting play. Very low volume. Okay, very, very low volume. It's very hard to get shares of this for whatever reason. So they've got to put some more shares out there because it's very thin on the level 2. But I just wanted to put that out there. Just put that out there. That's all. I'm not saying anything else about it. But at 3 cents a share now. But it was at a penny just not too long ago. Somebody talking about marijuana plays. Oh, no. Okay, you're talking to someone else. All right, TRBO. Don't know much about this one. Up 39% on today's move. All right, TRBO. Canadian OGRMF. Yeah, this is man, I've been following this one for a long time, man. I mean, look at my charts. Just I'm all over these levels in this, and it's looking to break out. It's so funny you bring this chart out because I know many of you guys in here think very much like me, and I think like you. OGRMF, nice play. Breaking out. Had quite a few opportunities in September as you broke, a previous resistance point that I marked there, that 207, now at 246. Again, this is kind of one of those plays that, you can't buy and sell tomorrow. It's got to be really one of those things that you like the company, you think that they've got a really good story that they can play on, and investors are going to like it as well. So that's just kind of how OTC works, okay? HPPN. Hop on. Yeah, don't know too much about this one. Let's look at the weekly. As you see, it's moving out here. Can I get the weekly on it? All right. So it looks like it's done this a couple times before, but this is the highest it's been in quite a while. You got to go all the way back to 2015 to kind of see these moves at these levels. So let's see if it can hold it, man. You got a lot of volume coming in. So let's see it. Let's see what it can do. 0004 right now. Cool cats. ITKH. Let's take a look at it. ITKH. Don't know much about this company. I thought the ticker would be familiar to me, but pull it up here and I don't recognize it very well. Nope, don't know anything about this one. Someone bringing up Sorrento, that SRNE move that was today as well. This was the second day on that on Sorrento. Been a while since we've had a 2-day moves. Been a while since we have 2-day moves. That's kind of why that HMNY is blowing everybody's brains out. But SRNE, another 20% for the stock. Another 20% for the stock. Looks like you had on Monday a analyst put a $1,000% upside SRNEs. Did he really do that? All right. Supposedly they have some kind of some type of candidate drug. So be aware of that. You might want to do the research there. ARGS down 5%. Down 5% ARGS. Looking, at the end of the day, man, when you're playing these biotechs at these low levels, you understand what the risk is here. A delisting notice, bankruptcy. I mean, all kind of risk here, at these levels. So you got to be very careful at these levels, man. 18 cents a share right now, ARGS. Yeah, Zach, I pulled that up. Appreciate that, Andrew. Let's look at Cali Rob CLSN. It's been a minute since I've taken a look at that. CLSN, interesting move here. Because if you remember, that was that huge day when, again, I had released FPVD on the same day a stock ran 200%. I said, man, fuck that shit. Ain't nothing going to happen after that, man. You know what I mean? There's just no way. If you had two places to put your money, something that's could take you 3 months to something that's going to give you solid return on a cancer, right? On cancer news, it was just no competition. Everybody wanted CLSN. That was the move of that day, man. I think what was the high? Like 215%. Stock pulled back very aggressively. The next day, there were no shares to short on this one. As you see here, a couple days last week, and now looking pretty nicely here, setting those levels. I'm watching it itself because the news was strong, but at the same time, 200%. I mean, good God, But I'm thinking now, looks like it's going to sit up there for a while. Interesting, because now there's shares available. I think you're looking to get squeezed, so I'm not looking to see that anywhere near the fours right now. All right. Yeah, we pulled up ROKA. We talked about ROKA. Incredible move today. I just picked up Black Box a week ago or so now. That Black Box called this up pre-market. You got the alert pre-market on Black Box stocks. The little alert service. Insane move on that stock. TNEN. True North Energy. TNEN. 42% gain today. It looks like you didn't. All right, so that's very low volume. Okay, so very, very low volume. Looks like the float's pretty thin on True North Energy at 4 cents a share now. But again, only 100,000 shares basically traded in the stock. So I wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah. All right. Somebody, Londell Carter, what's up, man? You bringing up CHKE? Cherokee. All right, CHKE. Here's Cherokee. Here's the daily chart. Looks like you've had a couple days here. Still bearish on the daily, but let's move to a closer time frame to see why the move has piqued your attention. And let's look at an hour. Oh, there it goes. No wonder. There we go. All right. So, yeah, you can very well tell on this hourly chart. You see you got oversold levels. Beautiful move here in the hourly chart. Going from Monday to today. Nice move here from 220s to 270s, up 50 cents. You're up 50 cents. Nice move. I got to give it to you there on CHKE. Let me know a little bit more about the company. They list themselves as a branding and naming service. What exactly does that mean? Doesn't have the greatest volume in the world. You know, they are trading at above average volume of 400,000 shares. Let's see if they can stay up there, though, man. Let's see if they can stay up there. But, yeah, that would have been your very nice entry right here when it crossed above the 15 here on that hourly. As you're in right there at 220. And you're staying in this until it crosses back underneath that 15. But until then, man, ride it higher if you're in CHKE. There it is on the hourly. Beautiful. AZFL needs some PR. Yeah, well, I mean, AZFL, here's the thing, though, Poker Pro. I mean, don't you think they kind of had their time, though? I mean, you know, I've looked at AZFL, and, you know, look, they had a really good run into September. You know, we talked about it every day. We had Ken calling all the time about AZFL. Now, you know, looking pretty bearish here. I've got the daily chart looked up. Now you're below that 30-day moving average. All right. And basically kind of acts like a claw and keeps the stock underneath there. You know, until then, I think, the only people you have now in the stock are people who unfortunately are not accepting that the fact that it probably is not going to go back to, 0070. You know, they've got to eat that loss, and they're unwilling to do that. All right. And that's when you're going to get the turnaround. Very similar play was AMLH, where you had that kind of run and you had people who just wouldn't accept it. Right. So, the stock does the run, it sells off. You have people holding, begging, couple intermediate, moves here, and then eventually people get it and they let go. So I think AZFL, you got some people in there that's just gonna have to come to realization. I think you're gonna get it at a cheaper price. OMVS, that's another stock that did a move not too long ago. Hold on, OMVS on the move or something like that. Yeah, here's another one. OMVS, the move was already there. It's done. Now, again, it's about people coming to realization. I don't like OTCs that aren't, showing me levels of support that, give me the confidence knowing that there's very little downside risk. And, I'm looking at this stock, and I'm looking at this possibly can go lower than this, man. This possibly can go lower than this. If it does go down, I understand that, it could go down a little bit. But if we start talking about, losing, 45, 50, 60%, then it's like, ooh, you got to think twice about that. But I don't like OMVS at these levels. Because you got to understand, you're going to be holding these stocks, right? This is an OTC play. You're going to be holding these at least 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, right? Unless, of course, you get a big move, before that, and where you're sitting on some little gains or a decent gain, and you're like, oh, shit, I'm going to take this couple $100. But for the most part, you're going to be sitting in for the couple months. So you want to make sure you're getting in at the lowest possible price. So any move, within that 30, 60, 90 days, that's all money in your pocket. MYDX. Oh, no, that's definitely not that MYDX. MYDX, electronic repair. 0046. All right. MYDX. All right. See, looks like it's stabilizing. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Looks like it's stabilizing. All right. Got some confidence. Got somebody came in here, loaded up here. All right. Stabilizing. You had a couple of days here. Figure out where this is coming from here. Figure out where this is coming from. I see here there was some news on the 29th that got people excited. But figure out how real that is and what exactly the business is trying to do. Then, of course, I haven't pulled up the weekly, but you want to pull up the weekly. See what it's doing there. A decent candlestick so far today. As you see, last week was a pullback. 3 days. All right. There's the 3 days. Okay. All right. So it's got some digging up to do. It's got some digging up to do. All right. A little update on MGTI. I called this my short stock of the week for last week. We didn't get the crack we needed, but they haven't swung on us yet. I brought it up at 252. The stock's at 253. Look, Bitcoin is practically at 4,000. No, is it 45,000 or something? 4,500. Where's Bitcoin at? It's basically at 4,000, right? Or 4,500. Somebody tell me where Bitcoin is at. I don't want to change the map right now or the chart right now. But when I put out that video calling MGTI a great short opportunity, which I still am short, I'm holding and plan on seeing this through as my bands get tighter, and we will see a downside move. I think it's going to really rock the longs. The idea, 49, oh shit. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. Goddamn, 4,900 on Bitcoin. At 5,000, basically, this supposedly a Bitcoin stock hasn't done anything, and the longs are worried. In fact, I'm going to be releasing a video on my other channel, just with an update on MGTI. The longs are scared. They're worried. You can go to Twitter, put $ MGTI. They're worried. They're scared. They're putting out propaganda. They're trying to find other people to jump into it. It's not going to happen. This is exactly what we need. This is a company that's failed with everything they put out. Devasive, failed. Sentinel, failed. Making McAfee the CEO, failed. So this is a company that, still's got a lot of, by the way, a lot of holders of debt that are ready to transfer, some of those contracts into shares, right? Earnings is coming up next month, but I don't think you're going to hold these levels until next month. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not going to hold these levels until next month, but time will tell. Time will tell. All right, but I'm back to doing a lot of these things that I learned from Tim Sykes, looking at some of these really easy plays, companies that I know that are just from the top to bottom a scam, overpriced, $100 million market cap, $300,000 in cash. It's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit, and time will tell when that situation gets adjusted. What's going on, Hosea? NPVO. NPVO, no, I'm not getting a ticker on that saying invalid market symbol. Andrew. You said that religious shit on MGTI. Yeah, just telling the truth. Yeah, Texas, who brought that up? She brought up HMNY. Yeah, I talked about HMNY, but, again, this is beautiful. This is just beautiful. This is the kind of plays that changes lives, man. This is the kind of plays that changes lives. You see something like this and you get bold and you go long, you know what I'm saying? And you go long and heavy. You're a guy who started out with $2,000, $3,000, 1,500, 1,000, 500. This changes your whole, outlook on investing. You come in at $4 and now you're at 28, 27, 28 bucks. You're sitting in several more $1,000 than you start with. You get a move like this, you're not quitting this game anytime soon. You're not quitting this game anytime soon. BLKCF. But in terms of how far it can go, everybody thought 12 was a wrap on that stock. Everybody thought 12 was a wrap. And now we're at 27. I talked to a guy today. He hit me up. I said, why not 45? He said, well, that's kind of a outrageous call. I was like, 27 is outrageous. 27 is outrageous. They said they got 400,000 people to sign up at $10 a month. I don't know how long these people are going to stay. I mean, you're going to have turnover, right? You're going to have turnover because a lot of people thought the same thing with Blue Apron. Now, go pull up Blue Apron. Blue Apron had a couple 100,000 people like, oh, yeah, 25. What is that, $30 a month for Blue Apron? Now, the stock is a piece of shit. So, shout out to HMNY, man. Could be very well go higher. BLKCF. I had Jeff Thayer bring it up to us. OTC play, very thin, very, very thin. I'm just looking at the statistics now. I can tell you right now it's thin as hell. 38,000 shares traded and moves 13%. Man, this probably has a float of less than probably 5 million. That float's got to be less than 5 million. Maybe even smaller than that. Global Blockchain Techno Corp. I have never heard of this company. All right. Bitcoin is flying high. You're going to see a lot of those plays right now, man. BTCS hasn't made the move yet. BTCS hasn't made the move yet. We're about to hit 5,000 in BTCS. We haven't heard a peep in this, man. All right. BTSC, the other Bitcoin place, simple, same thing. We haven't seen the move. I like BTCS better because I like the stability in the play. Although let me put BTCS. There we go. I like BTCS better because the spikeability here is insane. But so we got a delayed reaction here. That should happen here, by the way. That should happen in BTCS. I have no doubt in my mind that one day I'm going to pull up the show, and we're going to talk about BTCS up 30, 40, 50% because, hey, Bitcoin's up and it's at 5,000 or whatever it is probably going to be at that time. HMNY 3025 after hours. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. That's why I swear to God, sometimes, bro, I want to build a time machine. I want to build a time machine and just, take everybody I know's money and say, hey, look, I'm going to give you 300% on your money in about 72 hours. So you need to give it all up right now. Go back in time, get some of this HMNY money and come back. 661, you on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? I was an old-time listener, but I'm just bouncing back. I was actually curious what you're thinking about FPVD after the last couple of days. I wasn't listening the last couple of minutes, so I know you mentioned it. Yeah.
So FPVD, it pulled back pretty strongly today, man. That was a pretty strong sell-off today, but it's a stock that, again, as I mentioned to everybody, that I wanted you guys to go in for the long haul on FPVD. God damn. My dry throat. I just swallowed some of my own saliva.
It happens.
Fuck.
Okay, you're saying it's better off in the long haul?
That pullback was pretty strong, but I'm looking at this as an opportunity. People who really know technical analysis to see this as an opportunity to go in. For those people who have been watching it and sitting on the sidelines, and I think a week from now, week and a half from now, you're going to be back up to where you were just yesterday. In fact, the stock we were like a penny and and went by 0.012. So this is quite a pullback. Somebody just warning out right now. It is what it is. Somebody's going to pick up those shares, and it's going to keep going higher over time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. I'm going to start listening more, and hopefully you're staying on the air.
Appreciate it, bro. Thanks a lot, man.
Cool. Hey, do you by chance have a only audio feed?
I do not, man, and I need to get on that podcasting thing because I see people are really getting into it, man, and I think maybe I can start something like that. But no, I do not have an audio-only feed, but that's something I'll probably look into getting into. I actually need to.
For sure, yeah, that'd be awesome if you do, because, I travel for work, and it's hard for me to stream it sometimes.
Appreciate it, bro. Thanks a lot for watching.
So, awesome. Well, thanks for your point. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Yeah, so on MPVD, I'm again, we're traveling at support. So again, the stock pulled back, but much like many of the other plays, here we have these, with today's move. This was a green candlestick for the week yesterday, but beautiful weekly chart we're in the right place. So I'm not too worried about it. But I know, people who are sometimes, oh my God, it's down. And then when we get to a nickel or 5 cents, then it's like, fuck, man, I was in it, but I sold. Okay. HMNY, way overextended. I said that at 12, bro. Now we're at 30. Somebody told me we're at 30. DCTH, man, I don't know what's going on with DCTH, man. Oh no, not that DCTH, OTCBB. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one, man. You're gonna have to tell me. Man. DCTH is one of those ones that just, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Let me give that the. Gotta give it the flush on that one, man. Gotta give it the flush on that. Why is it all of a sudden playing that every time I play a goddamn sound effect? I'm gonna have to turn that preference off, man. Windows 10 is always on that. Let me not say the word. I almost messed up. All right. Because I know it's probably in critical beep, desktop mail notification, and my sounds, right? I can turn that off. Menu, message nudge, open program, system notification. Is that it? No, that's not it. I'll figure out what that sound is, man, but I can't stand that shit. Can't stand that shit. I'll figure it out. VSAR. Yeah, VSAR being a pain in the ass. If you remember last week, VSAR was looking real good coming out of those low 250s. Let's go to the hourly. It's so beat up, you gotta bring it back to a shorter time frame. Let's look at VSAR. Again, can't squeeze too much into it. Boy, it was looking really, really good last week, and boy, did that thing come right back below. We hit that 3, and that's kind of, if you remember the conversation, that's really what we wanted was the 3. And, now VSAR pulling back, I just, it's very, very frustrating on VSAR. Very, very frustrating on VSAR. And, 3 was what you wanted. Still oversold. Maybe they can get some news out, or possibly even somebody saying, hey, you may have some other drugs we like. We'll take you over now. But that's all wishful thinking at this point. No, I wouldn't give up either. Hell no, I wouldn't give up either. I mean, you guys know that sometimes it takes some time. We've had stocks that, BW, for example. We've had times where, started going against you, right? If you remember BW, started going against you. And look where it is now. About 2 weeks later, you were right back to where you were and now sitting on some profit. We've had other stocks that, again, gapped down, took some time, but eventually work their way higher. You know, you really got to play the long ball, man. You really got to play the long ball, man. You know, this shit of you know, in and out. Not only does it just keep you in front of these gadgets and away from having a fucking life, you know, you miss the meat of the move. You know, you miss the meat of a move, man. And, you know, that's why I'm kind of going back to using these moving averages, higher time frames. I don't want to sit in front and watch these stocks every 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up the chart every 5-6 minutes. No, let it do its thing. You know, already got my downside risk set and forget. If it triggers it, boom, it didn't work out, it didn't work out. You know, but if not, then we're just going to let it ride because we feel where it is on the RSI, where it is on the chart, daily, weekly, hourly, that we're in the right space. So I'm just letting things run now, man. Instead of swing trade mentality, yeah, I mean, it's you know, that's just where the money is being made right now, bro. I mean, when you look at the Qs, for example, you know, when you're looking at a stock like the Qs, I mean, this is we started the show here. I mean, we started the show. That was July 6th. We started the show right here, July 6th, 2016. July 6th, 2016, 109 on the Qs, bro. 109 on the Qs. You know what I'm saying? But again, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. You know, and again, coming from a penny stock OTC mentality, I didn't want any part of this thing. But when I look back now, it's like, oh, wow, okay. Wow, okay, so I'm pulling up, you know, the prices, and I'm like, oh, damn, so you're telling me that triple Q, that leap option was going for a nickel? Was going for a nickel at 136, and now it's at, you know, $8, $9? Wow, you're talking about 8,000, 9,000% on your money? And what? A year and a half? You see, I mean, you see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all a learning thing. It's all a learning thing. I don't beat myself up about it because, again, just playing the long game. I'm playing the long game. So, and it's you live and you learn. What's going on, Ann Bullard? But boy, I'm not playing. I got my 2019s already out. I got my spreads already out on 2019. I don't care if we are in a depression or we're higher. I'm going to win either way. Because right now they're going for the lows. Those 2019s are going for the lows. You pull up some of those VIX, right? Because right now we're at ultra low levels of volatility. Let's go to a weekly. You know, we're at some ultra low levels of volatility. Well, this got a couple spikes here. VIX doesn't really. Can we get a monthly? Let me see. Oh, the monthly brings it together a little bit too tight. I think let's see a daily. Yeah, 2016. I want to go back a little bit to, yeah, so as you can see here, some 2016. So you can see here some 2016 action. Obviously, you saw during the election, you had that election volatility where nobody knows who's going to win. Nobody knows who's going to, you know, and then obviously after Trump, boom. After Trump, you just see almost, you know, just an evaporation of any kind of fear of the marketplace, right? Deregulation, you know, talk and all this stuff. I mean, just an evaporation of any kind of volatility. And we're at record lows now. 10 10 on the volatility index. What is that going to look like, in 2019? What is that going to look like, hell, in June of 2018? We know summer months are very volatile. We saw it this summer. All right, we saw it this summer. We saw it last summer. June of 2016. Let's go June 2016. There we go. Yeah, so we see there's this summer. No, this is this summer. Sorry, June, July, August, 2017, and this is 2016. So right now, if you've got the capital, then I'm looking at, and again, this is coming right off the top of the dome here. Let me pull this up because I want to see myself. What does VIX options? If you go in right now, go into money right now. You can go into money. 10 for if they have it out. I don't know if they even have it out right now. I know you can get the 2019s VIX, but I'm sure they have it out there for you to pick it up. All right. Absolutely. But you got to understand where's the market going to be 2019? Because you see some of these plays and the smart money, they're already loaded. I mean, you look at some of these open interest, and they've got 3,000 open interest. I see you can pull up the SPY, you can pull up the Qs, XLF. You've got open interest in the thousands at rock bottom prices, like they're expecting literally the world to go to shit. And that it's smart money, that's institutions, they're already hedging what the future could possibly be. I think as investors, as traders, you should do the same. I'm reading a lot of book. I'm reading a really great book right now, Trade Your Way to Wealth. Well, which is common sense, but we don't all practice it, right? When you're going long equities, which a lot of people are going right now, especially trusting, investing in these ETFs. But what you're not seeing people doing is putting the same kind of trust in having some downside protection on these ETFs, right? So we're seeing Qs go higher, and people who are, literally putting their retirement money in the Qs, but they're not buying puts to help themselves on the downside. Now, the smart money is doing that, because when you go to the open interest again, you're seeing thousands of open interest contracts on these Qs. All right, so just wanted to put that out there right now. If you want to buy some summer opportunities, now's the time to really do it. Because, again, the contracts are already being bought. All right, so we're going to wrap up the show in just a bit, but a few more calls. If anybody wants to, 305-600-2896 is the number. Let me see here. Okay, so I see a March 2018. All right, so it's not 2018. Where's the calls at? March 2018. Here's the VIX, right? We're at 10. March 2018, we're at 10 right now. So March 2018 VIX, the $20 call for March 21st, 2018 is going for $175 a contract. It's got 9,900 open interest calls already. 9,000 open interest contracts. That means there are over 9,000 already contracts written at the $20 VIX price for March 2018. The hedges are already being made. Okay? They're already being made. $175 a contract right now. I know there's some people in the audience who in the next couple of days, you might lose $175 playing some bullshit stock. So if you think you might lose that, you might want to dabble in putting it somewhere where you've got a lot of time, so you're not going to get too much. You're not going to get beat up if it goes against you, right? That time and that expiration is going to play in your favor for quite a while. Yeah, everybody get those likes up, man. Get those likes up. Press like if you can. I appreciate it. All right. A few more stocks, Then we're going to get up out of here. SN, I'll be back tomorrow because I'm going to finish up strong here. And then I'll be back to my regular channel. SNM Global. Had that weird run last week. I didn't know what that was about. I nobody could really tell me what they were doing. It's a cannabis stock. Is it a legit cannabis play? I don't know. Nobody really knew. So we just kind of left it alone. Now looking at 0023, is it possible that they could do something different? Well, again, you're gonna have to, decide that. What it looks like to you. I'm seeing declining volume. All right, declining volume. You're not seeing that buy-in traffic that you saw at the beginning of the run. So I don't know about that one, bro. Low key, Ichimuchu Clown. Low key, are you bad scientist? You're not bad scientist, are you? I know bad scientist won't change his name. TXTM. He's the only guy who comes in here talking about Ichimuchu Cloud. TXTM. Down 10%. Here's another 000 stock. Just working its way. Just working its way. All right. Let's find some plays for high probability plays for tomorrow before we get up out of here. I was looking at maybe some oversold situations right now. I love oversold stocks. I just, especially stocks that have really good volume. We had a couple oversold. BSTG was one of them that comes to mind. BSTG. I think BSTG, did BSTG get delisted? I think they got delisted, didn't they? Are they at OTC now? You might want to check on that one. What else? RNVA. RNVA is another one. Oversold RNVA. And RNVA used to be one of some of you guys' favorite. And as you can see, obviously the moving averages don't favor the stock right now. Company did a split not too long ago to get back to favorable times. But as you can see here, the split getting eaten alive. Try to find shorts, but you can't really find them. But, if this company drops some news, maybe you get squeezed here because you got a lot of people short. So maybe you can get a nice little squeeze out of this. Who knows? But are you willing to, have it go against you for some, for God knows how long until you get the move? All right. But as you can see here, you can get a squeeze sometimes. And it happens. And when you get one, it's a pretty nice little pop, as you can see here back in August. And you can get some pops out of this, but you just really got to time it right. RNVA oversold. CIE is another one. CIE. Now this is an oil play, which is kind of weird because this company, yes, is a small market cap, but oil's doing really well right now. So, kind of interesting to see why CIE hasn't really responded to this last week and a half in oil prices. All right, as we look at CIE selling off, so we may have some other underlying issues going on here, as CIE looks for $1. But I would beg to show you that $1 mark, we're at $1.17. That $1 could be support for this. So just keep it in mind. CIE, watch this one. We guys know how those whole numbers, especially $1, can be support as well as resistance for a lot of stocks that are working their way higher and for stocks that are working their way lower. So I'm watching CIE. What else did I write down? Yeah, I think that was the only one that I looked at, CIE, because that one's really, really delayed. And again, I want to pull up the oil chart just to show you guys where my head is at, because when you look at oil, right, last almost month and a half, oil, up well over $4 or $5, and we're looking at CIE, and there's literally no movement. So it's due. It's due. All right, and at $1 a share, you can pick up a shitload of this thing. All right, but we got to get the move first. So I would be checking the hourly, preferably on these smaller time frames. Let's go back to the hourly, and I'm looking for any kind of sign that this could be, going in leveling out and possibly going. We haven't seen it yet. All right. We can even go 30 minutes if you want to go lower. I don't like going lower than that because you get a lot of fakes, a lot of fake signals. But there it is, folks. Somebody, Derek Graham, IDRA looks good tomorrow. Let's take a look at it. All right, and then we'll be heading out of here. IDRA up 269 on the 30-minute. Looks like really good since the 5th. Been holding the moving averages really nicely. All right, very strong. All right, very confident. Play bounced off of it here. Just looks like it was a buy signal as you got back above it. With the very corresponding candle right above the bearish signal. This is bullish. Another bullish here with the doji. Bullish confirmation. All right, bigger body is the next candlestick. That's a buy signal. Nice move higher. Well played, man. Well played. CRTN. RNVA. RNVA is at the 52-week low. Yeah, Jeff, RNVA is at the 52-week low. Just be careful on that one. CRTN. Yeah, when we talk about these oversold stocks too, you want to make sure they got volume, right? So CRTN, nice stock, but 90,000 shares traded. I don't want to be in it. The catalyst makes sense though. I see where you're going with it, but are you getting a fair price? If a million, if you get 500,000 people or 500,000 shares come in all of a sudden, you could lose a nickel or so, if those buyers aren't feeling that 56. So I like liquid oversold, so you got a nice little market, the price is right, and then try to see what you can do with it from there. So what volume did I tend to look at pre-market? See, pre-market has always been pretty scary and unprofitable for me, so I don't trade pre-market. You might want to ask someone else about that one. That hasn't necessarily been a great profit center for me. CVM. I got so much cash in MGTI right now. I haven't been able to post my gains to Profitly. They pushed me out again. I've been trying to get my small account built up because I'm trying to become Tim Sykes' next millionaire student. I'm tired of everybody else getting to shine, man. I'm like, I'm gonna build this account so I can have that story. I started with $3,000. I'm at $5,000 now, so I'm up $2,000 in the account. If you look at Profitly, you can go to my Profitly, type in Mr. Pennies, spelled out MISTER pennies. So I'm being very, very careful with my trades. I'm pretty much shorting trash because I'm trying to put something out there where nobody can say, oh, he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, CVM down 17 cents. I'm using Interactive Brokers for that, so that's kind of a cheat to begin with because I opened the account with 10 and then, so I'm kind of cheating on that one. But you can't get any damn shares anywhere else. Fuck. How do you calculate the float aside from going to the website and getting that info? That's the only way you can get it, man. You got to get the info from the information from the company. Float, you can't calculate float. I mean, there's a certain amount of outstanding shares, and then some people are holding some, and that are locked in financing, and you got to figure out what else is out there. But you gotta look it up. There's no like offhand formula that you can just kind of guess it. Not that I know of anyway. So how to short for someone like me under 21? Well, you just get a broker where you can short. You can be under 21 in short stocks. All right, EKSO. All All right, looks like some of you guys are going to bed, so I'm about to get up out of here myself. I know y'all gotta get to work. EKSO. Yeah, this is the company that, remember, had the bionic suits that claim that they can help people walk. But here's the thing, man. This thing is trading on the NASDAQ, man. You know, this thing is trading on the NASDAQ. They don't have any analyst coverage, so that, you know, you got to be aware of that. And as you see here, it was a really great short at the 134. God, oh my God. Boy, that was a great short every time, too, at these higher levels. Look at the way it gives it back. Oh, man. All right. For my options, people, we talked about IWM today. Crossing over slowly, is hanging on for dear life. Boy, IWM is hanging on for dear life. That 149.43. Boy, IWM. Whew. Boy, I want that so bad on the option. But it's hanging on for dear life, man. Yes, indeed. Appreciate that, man. Again, shout me out. Let me shout you out. Excuse me, Doug. Let me get that Profitly link. Again, thank you to all the people who signed up for my Profitly. Even, you know, if you're donating $1 a month, I appreciate you, man. I was asking in my video that everybody, you know, support me with at least $5 a month. I put out 32 hours worth of video content every single month. That equals about 6.5 cents an hour. I appreciate, you know, that 6.5 cents. That's all I ask, you know. You can't go to McDonald's and get anything for $5 right now, even after tax. I mean, that shit is like $5 meal comes like to $5.80 something. So if you guys can find it in, you know, your heart to, you know, chip a brother off $5 a month, I could be able to, you know, get a real studio, get some, you know, maybe have somebody put some visuals, you know, really spice it up so that this time next year when I'm at 500 episodes, we see a real improvement in the whole operation of the thing. And, you know, I've said this a couple times. I think it's kind of fucked up that some people want me to sell the idea that it's got to come out of my money. And, you know, I'm just doing this for the love of the thing. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys investing in me and in this ministry because this is what it is. I mean, it's a ministry that I honestly believe that people can generate real wealth through the stock market. I've seen people do it. I've read about people who've done it. You know, every single day I'm seeing people who are living off things that their grandparents did, their parents did. Why not can I get to an audience that, you know, can hear this message and also, you know, change maybe some negative habits, poor spending habits that they've had, and may say, hey, maybe I should put some of this money to work instead of, you know, buying stupid shit and become an investor, you know? So this isn't something to get rich off of or anything like this. If that happens, it's because of you. But, you know, if not, it's because I love doing this, you know. And I appreciate that some of you guys have decided today to chip in, you know, to chip in. So let me pull that real quick so I can share that with you guys. You know, because you got a lot of people. I mean, I in that video, I talked about a guy by the name of Tommy Sotomayor. I mean, and this guy makes some of the most just insulting, just horrible. But this guy has, you know, people who are giving him money, right? Giving him money to continue to create and put out all of this really just hate and, you know, and it's a horrible thing. It's a really, really horrible thing. And then I'm also seeing other people who are getting a lot of support. And again, I'm not bashing anybody because I haven't necessarily asked for it either, right? I've been very, you know, kind of like standoffish about, you know, asking because I don't know, you know, I'm a very proud man. And at the same time, I want to get bigger and want to grow and do more for you guys. And because I also believe I have more to give and more knowledge to learn and more, you know, great things that I can put out there and other people we can put out there in front of us to view. But let me put this out there. All right. Again, any contribution is helpful. All right, there it is right there. Let me put it in again. The chat's moving fast. All right. So $1 a month, $2 a month, $3 a month. I asked for $5. But it is, whatever you can give, man. 6.5 cents an hour. I think I'm worth that. If you've come here every night, you enjoy what we do, you feel like you learned something or you're entertained, I would appreciate that 6.5 cents, man. I really would, because that's just going to, get things to the next level. And why not have one day possibly a studio and maybe a co-host and, do some other things like that, do some other things like that. And it kind of hurt my heart, really. It kind of hurt my heart that even in the comments, some people were trying to question that. It's like, wow, man, you got people out here literally becoming millionaires, making, videos pranking people, putting out, low-key racist, videos about certain people aren't smart as others. And they have Patreons with 20, 30,000. And you telling me that, you can't kick a brother $1 a month because that's just crazy, man. This is crazy. But I'm going to continue to stay vigilant, stay healthy, because and stay loyal to this, because again, I'm playing the long ball. I understand what YouTube is, and this is the next, big thing. This is just the beginning of YouTube. People don't watch television anymore like that. And I understand what 5 years from now, 7 years from now, 800, 900 episodes out there can do for someone like me and my family. But I'm not going to lie. I need your help to get to those levels. But I think it's no doubt going to help all of us in the long run. So with that being said, let me go ahead and ring the bell. This is closing time, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and ring the bell. I'd rather play the song Closing Time. Closing Time. I'd rather play the song, but, I'll probably get a strike on it. So it's been a great episode, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow. We'll see what the markets are doing. I don't see this stopping. We're just enjoying these gains, and that's why, I'm just playing the long ball. Just playing the long ball with my shorts and the trashy, shitty companies. If you got some options that I talked about here on the show today, just play the long ball, man. Pull up the chart, put some moving averages on there, and just stay out of there. Parker Mills, he said, "Go out like a man. Put that audio. Get out of here." Parker, you love that. So many people love that little sound effect. I don't know why they love it. Y'all love that sound effect. I found it. I was like, okay, this is a great little sound effect for crank callers and stuff like that.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
Yeah, some people love that sound effect, but it'll be back. You guys know that channel is trolled heavy. So that'll be back in full force next week on the American Investor Show. So excited to be back at that channel. Y'all know that's going to be coming out maybe every other 2 calls. You never know. Because the trolls they can't wait. Most of them don't know I'm here. They don't know I'm here, but they'll get the alert. All right. So Callie Robb, Parker Mills, Derek Graham, Jason Kessler. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Andrew Gladness. Yes. Keep it simple, stupid very much. Reading a lot of books. And by the way, check that video I posted about that audio book reader. It reads. All you got to do is drag the PDF into the software, and it reads it for you, bro. Look, I'm like taking notes and shit and having it read to me, because like I read these finance books, and sometimes, dude, I got to read it a line over again, and like I find myself like really struggling to get through the book because I got to read some ideas. But when I hear it, right, and like most of us, when we hear it, it's like, wow, okay, and then you do it. So I've already blazed through like 3 books that I know would have taken me twice, maybe 3 times as long to actually read. When you're just having, a little quiet Saturday or Sunday, and you're just sitting down and reading. So appreciate you guys. Zach Sweet, appreciate it, man. T-Boy, Legendary H, Dayon Jackson. Who else was in here? All my callers. Coralie, appreciate it. Thank you, Coralie. Appreciate it. You know, I know Coralie, you had signed up to that Patreon months ago, but I never even activated. I had like 3 people signed up like 4 months ago, but I never activated it. I never even was taking the money out. They'll tell you. I wasn't even taking the $10 from them because it takes it automatically and you actually have to check it on. I didn't even put it on. You know, I didn't even put it on. So, again, let me put it in the chat room. Patreon.com/finance. That's my link. I'll probably post a video on that channel so I can kind of help that out a little bit more. But again, folks, trade well. I will see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Take care, everyone.